Now, this is yet another instance of shocking medical negligence in a hospital that's coming in, which is the CHC hospital in Uttar Pradesh's Barabanki, which failed to provide an ambulance to transport the body of a 50-year-old man who lost his life. The man's son was then forced to take his father's mortal remains on a cycle rickshaw for about 8 kilometers. The chief medical officer there, the CMO, says there were no facilities which were available at the community health center.
सर कोई साधन मुझे नहीं मिला तो मैंने ठेलिया से लेकर आया था।
अच्छा, डॉक्टर से कहा था आपने?
जी।
डॉक्टर ने क्या कहा था?
कहे बहुत विलम्ब गाड़ी मिलेगी आपको।
अच्छा
जी।
तो आप ठेलिए से लेके चले आए? कितना किलोमीटर लेके आए?
सर कम से कम 6-7 किलोमीटर है।
अच्छा, आप अंतिम संस्कार काहे नहीं कर रहे हैं पिताजी का अपने?
अब सर क्या बताएं, पैसे नहीं हमारे पास।
अच्छा,
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो वो व्यक्ति बीमार था काफी समय से, उसको अस्पताल ले जाने के लिए एम्बुलेंस चाहिए होती थी, परंतु किसी ने 108 पे या किसी फोन नहीं किया जिससे कि एम्बुलेंस वहाँ पहुँच सके। सूचना होती तो 108 एम्बुलेंस जरूर पहुँचती पेशेंट को, मरीज को ले जाने के लिए। जहाँ तक मृत्यु के बाद 100 ले जाने की व्यवस्था है, तो 100 एम्बुलेंस में नहीं ले जाया जाता। 100 वाहन हमारे यहाँ केवल जिला अस्पताल में 200 वाहन मौजूद हैं। तीसरी स्तर पर 100 वाहन की व्यवस्था नहीं है और एम्बुलेंस में 100 ले जा सकते नहीं। जैसे किसी एम्बुलेंस में 100 ले जाया जाए, फिर उसके बाद किसी मरीज को ले जाना हो तो वो आनाकानी करेगा, इसलिए एम्बुलेंस में 100 नहीं ले जाया जाता।
All right, there's the hospital authority, of course, very categorically trying to explain why ambulances are not available for carrying mortal remains of their patients. We have with us senior correspondent Amir Haq getting us those inputs here on the kind of disrespect which is meted out to any person who passes away in yet another community health center there in UP. Amir, is my voice going through, please? Amir, we're looking at the kind of shameless justification here that's coming in from
Well, absolutely, and this is something that we've noticed happening over and over again, in the last successive governments as well as this government as well. In fact, the BJP government used to pride itself by saying that we are providing all basic facilities which people are entitled to, by way of hospitals or otherwise. But in this particular case, this again comes to fore that poor people, financially not well-off people, are still struggling to get the basic facilities that they are clearly entitled to by way of the community health centers, the primary health centers, or the district hospitals. In this very case, once again, it comes to light that this particular poor man who actually passed out once he was taken to the community health center, his disabled son had to beg before the officials to provide him a hearse van. They did not provide him a hearse van. They dilly-dallied, and later on, he finally had to hire a cart to take his father's dead body to his home and then for cremation. And also, this particular poor man also had to be taken to the hospital in this very cart when he was ill, because the government hospital did not provide him the facility of an ambulance. So this clearly stands out as, officials who are clearly heartless, ruthless, and they do not actually want to give those basic facilities for which these poor people are entitled to.
That's right. Amir, in what has been promised time and again as far as basic facilities, one would look at this as a very, very basic facility that any given hospital should be providing. Even the authorities there are in denial, saying that this is normal. Ambulances cannot be provided, a hearse cannot be provided for the mortal remains of a patient.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, the officials posted there at the community health center clearly provide a very lame and shameless excuse. They say that the attendants of the person who had died while he was being treated at the community health center did not actually ask for an ambulance or a hearse van when he died and his body had to be taken to his paternal place. So this is clearly a lame excuse because, his children clearly say that they had spoken to the officials over there. They were dilly-dallying. Initially, they said that the ambulance is not available. The hearse van would not be available. It will take some time before it comes back to the hospital. And later on, they were plain and simply denied that they will not be provided these facilities. And it was only then they had to, force carry their father's body on a cart all by themselves, especially when, one of his children was actually disabled. He had to, carry the body for almost 6 to 7 kilometers towards their village and then for cremation. So it's completely a heartless treatment that these government officials have done. And in fact, the government really needs to sit up and take a very strict action against all such officials so that it becomes an example and government officials do not dither from doing their official duty in time.
Right. Absolutely. Amir, many thanks for getting us those inputs here. In yet another poor family, they're suffering for lack of basic facilities that a government, local, community health center should be providing them.